I really think we're live here. I think we're live. I think we're live. I was going to show a lot of. I was going to show some of Dr.SHIVA, and maybe I'll shut. I may shut it down. I may not agree, but I wanted to hear another side, so I'm going to play it and subscribe to Dr.SHIVA. Is that it? Hold on. Nope. That's I wonder if there's a big intro. It's a long video.
This is Dr.SHIVA. By the way, I'm going live with this also. And the conversation we're going to be having today is America's Dr.SHIVA versus Zionist cocksuckers, Trump, Biden, and Booby. We're really going to have a conversation about these other folks that people think are fighting for them, where they're in fact on the establishment side. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. And we'll come back to that, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. So let me, we also are doing this on Twitter Space, but you'll see that this is going live also on other platforms. So if people want to share the video that should be live on Twitter, please let other people know. All right, so we're also sharing it on other platforms. So Twitter Space is interesting. We have about a number of people on here, and we had originally scheduled this, as I mentioned, and we had over 100 people scheduled. But when I started this space, Twitter said you couldn't start your space, so I had to restart it. That's okay. We know how to handle the censors by just going direct to people. But the conversation we want to have today is to really educate people why I call these people without any, without holding back, Trump, Biden, and Booby fucking Kennedy, Zionist cocksuckers. And I want to start this by playing for all of you a video that you might have heard. And for those of you on Twitter, you're going to hear it via my speakers here. But you may remember I did, right after I did the Swarm video, I played for every, I was doing an open interview during the GOP debates, and it just sort of flowed pretty smoothly out of my mouth. I'm not sure why, but it just came from the depth of truth, frankly, and I want to share that with you guys. And that was this video. Let me play this with you. Play this for you.
Every presidential candidate except me sucks Zionist hot. That may not sound presidential, but in fact, it's very presidential because I represent the American worker who does not want us to be cocksuckers of Zionism. Donald Trump sucks Zionist cock. Nikki Haley sucks Zionist cock. Vivek the Snake sucks Zionist cock. Chris Christie, Booby fucking Kennedy, Joe Biden, all of these people. The only people that don't suck Zionist cock are the American workers who are being screwed. I'm an American worker. I'm one of us. But Donald Trump is no different than any one of them. They all serve Israel. Bernie Sanders, for example, is an Israeli citizen. Anthony Blinken is an Israeli citizen. The head of the CDC is an Israeli citizen. All of these people are Israeli citizens. All of these people work together against the American working people. There's a lot of liberal Zionists who are out there saying ceasefire, peace now. I've seen that for 40 years. It doesn't get us anywhere. All that ceasefire does is let Israel pull back, then go bomb the shit out of the Palestinians again. The only way to end this is we must end the occupation. Ending the occupation means beginning with ending the occupation of America by Zionism. Zionists have taken over every seat of power of the United States. If we're going to free Palestine, we must end the occupation of America by Zionism. If there's anyone who should get military aid, it should be the Palestinian people. I'm not talking about Hamas, by the way, all those morons who think Hamas represents the Palestinian people. Hamas was created by Israel. When you see Hamas, replace it with Israel. We need to build a bottoms-up movement. Go to shivaforpresident.com and volunteer. Every president.
All right. So I want to set that context. So I said a lot of things there. And recently, I just tweeted something. In spite of all the censors and the shadow banning, a lot of people are sharing it, which is essentially about Trump being a house nigga, N-I-G-G-A, which is a appropriate word that everyone should use. That term, the terminology of nigga, has been attempted to be wiped out of the vocabulary because they do not want people to recognize whether you're black, white, yellow, brown. We're all niggas on the white liberal plantation. And our movement, Truth, Freedom, Health, is the only movement out there that is teaching people how to get off the plantation. And those people have problems with this kind of language can stay on the plantation. We really don't want to waste our time with those kind of people. We really want to focus on educating people how to get off the plantation. There's only one movement on the planet that's doing that. That's our movement and our run for president. Now, when I brought up Trump, you have to recognize that the plan to put Trump in power, to make him president, goes all the way back to late 1999. And this may seem like, how am I making this claim? Well, let me just tell you a couple of data points that you yourself can intersect that I've been personally involved in. In 2020, when I was exposing everything having to do with the vaccines first, the backdoor portal to Twitter, everything having to do and giving people a solution. And that solution was educating people on the power of vitamin D3. Now, 4 years later, the clinical studies are validating everything I said, even though those studies were out earlier. And I was the first one to put it out there. And I know for a fact I saved hundreds of millions of people's lives. So we and I did always the right thing at the right time. Now, at that time, Marla Maples, who was Trump's former wife, contacted me and was very excited about all the videos I was doing about health. And she said, you know, Tiffany, Trump thinks you're amazing. She thinks you're epic. So anyway, she and I did a video. You'll find it together. And she told me in conversations that when she left Donald Trump, this is in the 90s, that he said, you know, I will be president. Dun, 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 dun. And he, you know, sort of did that. So how did he know he was going to be president? How did he know that with such emphatic nature? And I want everyone to recognize that the swarm, as I've talked about, if you go to shattertheswarm.com, I've done a lot of, you know, a real deep analysis of this, which has gone viral in spite of, again, of all the censorship. But that video really gave all of you an insight to the nature from a systems perspective of who really operates, runs the world, how they use the science of systems, which all of you better learn. You can go to truthfreedomhealth.com and really learn the science of systems. And if you don't learn that, you're basically saying, I want to remain on the plantation, because it took me a lot of years to put that together. And when you go through that program, don't just take it once, study it. Don't think you know it all. You have to really study this shit, okay? But the foundations is that the swarm knows the science of systems. They have created, they plan ahead. They create their fake heroes, and all of them come from within them. It's a very incestuous clan. So Trump.
I've got drama coming down. Dr.SHIVA. Sub up. Here's this video. I gotta end and delete this. I have to end and delete this. I have to end and delete this because of YouTube fucking drama. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. There's Dr.SHIVA. Shut up. It's a deep, interesting stream that he's got, and we could take the pros and the cons and make up our own mind. It's a very, very, very long stream right there. Dr.SHIVA. Sub up. Shout out to Dr. Shiva. Truth, freedom, and health. Truth, freedom, health. Excuse me. Truth, freedom, health. You showed me that. I'm a big supporter of Dr. Shiva. Shiva for president. truthfreedomhealth.com. Subscribe to Dr. Shiva. There's a link to this video. And I got to get the hell out of here, and I got to make some moves, I guess.